Master Z, the Ip Man Legacy, is a spin-off film from the Ip Man franchise series. It follows Cheung Tin Chi. He is the antagonist of Ip Man 3. If you don't remember him, he's a Wing Chun master as well, but he's a little bit more brutal in his methods. And he rose to power quickly when Ip Man was distracted by his wife's cancer. However, they had a battle behind closed doors, and then he retired forever. This film, I wasn't that interested in it because it is a spin-off. Most people are not into spin-off films. However, this movie is surrounded by a large amount of talent. First off, you got Max Zhang in the lead role. He is a very underrated martial artist and actor, so I like that he's in his own movie for one thing. Also, he's backed up by an amazing supporting cast. There's the main love interest, who I don't know. She does a good job though. There's also the guy who plays the Gold Bar owner. He's in smaller martial arts films. He was great. Also the villains. There was Michelle Yeoh as a leader of a triad gang that's trying to go legitimate. And there's also Dave Bautista in a smaller role. I didn't like Tony Jaa. He was only in the movie for like less than 5 minutes. His name shouldn't even be on the poster. Even in the credits it says special appearance by Tony Jaa because he's barely in the movie. They could have used him a little bit more. He has like a quick spar with the main character, and he shows up again in the middle of the film for no reason, and he shows up again at the end for a little bit. And you know, it's almost like they just, Tony Jaa needs to get a better agent or something, because I know that he's more capable of simple acting. If you've seen the movie Killzone 2, he's great in that movie, both acting-wise and physicality. So this movie is also directed by Yuen Woo-ping. If you don't know who he is, he did the fight scenes of Kill Bill and The Matrix, numerous directed films in China. And this movie delivers in terms of martial arts action sequences. The last two are worth the price of admission alone, for one thing. There's this sort of dodgy fight scene with 3 assassins chasing the main character on a bunch of balcony signs that's a little iffy with the wire work. But other than that scene, the rest of the fights are amazing. Brutal, hard-hitting. There's just something really cathartic about watching someone really good at fighting, you know, bring the pain to people who deserve it. So if there's anything I didn't like about the movie, is that the plot is a little bit on the thin side. It's very similar to Ip Man 3. Doesn't have a lot of focus. The main character wishes to have a simple life, but he literally just bumps into a woman who's being attacked and then gets involved, and then that sort of leads on to a series of escalations. And sometimes stuff happens in the movie that just doesn't make sense or doesn't really, you know, flow well. Awkward timing. The weaknesses of this movie are all about the story. However, the main character still has a solid arc. He is still sort of haunted by his loss to Ip Man, so he doesn't want to use Wing Chun, and he must do something when these villains start, you know, doing whatever they want in the city. Anything else? Oh yeah, there's also a cliche policeman character. We've seen that before in the second and third Ip Man films. By now it's a cliche. It's just straight up. You got the British guy with the mustache who's all like, I'm British and I'm a villain. I don't like Chinese people. Hong Kong is a British It's just, we've seen that so many times, so that was a big drag. Other than that though, if you watch this movie purely for martial arts action sequences, you will enjoy it. If you're looking for a movie on the same caliber as the first 2 Ip Man films, you're probably not going to get it, but I would say it's on par with Ip Man 3. So I give Master Z, the Ip Man Legacy, a 6 out of 10.